Welcome to the Courtroom Club. As part of the Jonker Vorster Attorneys team, I'm here today with one of our property law specialists. We're diving into something really crucial for you if you're, thinking about selling your property here in South Africa. Specifically, understanding sole mandates.
Yeah, it's something we see a lot at Jonker Vorster Attorneys, choosing how to list your property. Like, it really matters.
I
And this idea of a sole mandate comes up frequently. It's a pretty pivotal choice, actually. It can really shape your whole selling experience.
Exactly. So think of this as your kind of insider guide. We're drawing on our day-to-day work, our expertise right here at the firm. We're going to break down what sole mandates actually are, the legal side of things you need to know, and, well, the real-world pros and cons.
hmm Our goal today is pretty straightforward. Just arm you with the essential info. So when that time comes to sell, you feel equipped, you know? You can make a confident decision that works best for you.
Okay, so let's get right to it then. When we talk about a sole mandate, maybe in the context of how we'd advise a client at Jonker Vorster Attorneys, what exactly is it?
Right. So, in essence, a sole mandate is a formal written agreement. That's the first key thing written. And it's where you, the seller, give exclusive rights to just one single estate agent.
Exclusive.
Exclusive to market and sell your property, and it's for a specific defined period. That word exclusive really is the crux of it.
Ah, okay, so this is different from, say, having multiple agents all trying to sell the same house at once,
Yeah.
multiple signs outside.
Exactly. That situation is what we call an open mandate. With a sole mandate, the whole approach changes. It allows for a much more unified strategy and clear accountability, too, because you're putting your trust in that one agent for that agreed time.
Right, makes sense. Now, if someone decides a sole mandate sounds like the way to go, what are the absolute legal must-haves, the things that have to be in place to protect them as the seller?
Okay, legally, there are a few non-negotiables. First, and I really can't stress this enough, the agreement must be in writing. And it needs to be signed by both you, the seller, and the agent. Verbal agreements, they just don't hold up legally for sole mandates.
Got it. Solid paperwork, always crucial in property matters. What's next on that legal checklist?
Secondly, the agreement has to have a really clearly defined time frame, a specific start date and a specific end date. This spells out exactly how long that agent has the exclusive right to market your property. Any ambiguity here? Well, it can cause problems later on.
So, no open-ended agreements then. Clear beginning, clear end,
Yeah.
essential for everyone involved.
Absolutely. And then, beyond just the dates, the mandate itself needs to spell out all the key terms and conditions. This isn't just fluff. It should cover things like the agent's duties, what exactly will they do to sell your place, what's the marketing plan they've agreed to, and of course, the commission structure, how much, when it's payable. Clarity on all these points prevents misunderstandings.
Right. And those details can be tricky. What about the cancellation clause? I hear that can sometimes catch sellers out.
That's a really important one to flag, actually. Yes, the cancellation clause needs careful attention. Sometimes sellers don't fully grasp the implications. It can potentially lock you in, even if you feel the agent isn't performing as expected. Understanding precisely how and when you can cancel and what the consequences might be is crucial for protecting yourself.
Okay, so understanding that exit route, or lack thereof, is key. Good point. What about the agent themselves? Any legal requirements for them?
Yes, definitely. The agent absolutely must be a registered property practitioner. They need to be registered with the Property Practitioners Regulatory Authority, the PPRA.
CPR, okay.
This is vital. You need to ensure your agent is compliant with the Estate Agency Affairs Act. This act is there to regulate agents' conduct and, importantly, protect consumers like you. It gives you a layer of professional oversight and potential recourse if things go wrong.
Okay, so summing that up, written agreement, clear time frame, detailed terms, including that cancellation clause, and a PPRA registered agent. Those are the legal pillars.
Yeah.
Now let's switch gears a bit. Why would one of our clients actually choose a sole mandate? What are the compelling benefits we see?
Well, a big advantage is the potential for a much more focused and usually more effective marketing strategy. Think about it. When an agent has the sole mandate, they're far more likely to invest their time, their money, their resources, their best efforts, really, into creating a targeted plan just for your property.
Why is that?
Because their efforts are concentrated. They know they're the only ones who stand to gain the commission from a successful sale during that period. It aligns their interests very closely with yours.
Right, instead of maybe a more scattergun approach you might get with multiple agents just hoping to land the sale, you get a laser focus.
Exactly. Laser focus is a good way to put it.
What's another key benefit that clients often appreciate?
The simplicity of communication. Having just one single point of contact is a major plus for many sellers. Dealing with just one agent really streamlines the whole process. You avoid conflicting information, you avoid duplicated viewings perhaps, and just the general admin headache of juggling multiple agents.
Fewer phone calls, less confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see how that reduces stress during what's already a stressful time. Does this exclusivity also tend to affect how committed the agent feels?
Generally, yes. That exclusivity inherent in a sole mandate often breeds greater accountability and commitment from the agent. Knowing they have the sole responsibility, well, it incentivizes them to be proactive, to keep you updated, and to be fully invested in getting the best possible result for you within that agreed time frame.
So they're more likely to go the extra mile because their success is tied directly to yours for that period.
That's usually the experience, yes.
What about when offers start coming in? Does having a sole mandate make managing that part easier?
It often can, yes. A sole mandate reduces the risk of trying to juggle multiple offers coming in from different agents all at the same time. That can get really complicated, lead to confusion, maybe even mistakes in negotiation. With one agent managing it, it allows for a more controlled, more strategic approach to looking at offers and deciding how to respond.
Hmm. Sounds like it could lead to a clearer, maybe less pressured decision-making process for the seller. And thinking about practicalities, like people actually coming to view the property, any benefits there.
Security is another benefit we often point out. Better security. With just one agent responsible for coordinating and managing all the viewings, you have much better control over who is coming into your home and when. It's generally easier to schedule things, maybe verify potential buyers, and just maintain the overall security of your property compared to having numerous different agents arranging viewings independently.
Okay, those are definitely some strong arguments for considering a sole mandate. Focused marketing, simpler communication, agent commitment, smoother offers, better security. But, here at Jonker Vorster, we always aim for that balanced view. What are the potential downsides, the risks sellers really need to weigh up?
Well, the main one is pretty inherent in the name. You are exclusively tied to that one agent for the whole mandate period. If, for whatever reason, that agent doesn't perform as you'd hoped, or maybe your working relationship just doesn't click, well, you're still contractually stuck with them for that agreed time. And that can be quite frustrating.
Right, so it really emphasizes choosing the right agent from the very beginning. It's like a commitment.
It is, and related to that is limited flexibility. Once that sole mandate agreement is signed, it can be quite difficult, sometimes costly, to end it early. Even if your personal circumstances change dramatically, maybe you decide not to sell. After all, you might still have obligations under the contract. So you really need to be sure about the time frame you're agreeing to.
That's a really crucial point. You are essentially locked in for that duration. What about money? Commission? Any specific things to think about with sole mandates?
It's not always the case, but yes, sometimes sole mandates might involve slightly higher commission rates compared to what you might negotiate on an open mandate. The justification usually given is the agent's exclusive commitment, the upfront investment in marketing, and the focused effort.
So potentially a higher rate.
Potentially, it's absolutely something to discuss transparently right at the start. You need to understand the rate, what it covers, and feel comfortable that the service justifies the cost.
And I suppose that links back to choosing a reputable agent with a good track record. Makes you feel more confident that the commission, whatever it is, will be earned.
Exactly. Choosing the right agent helps mitigate nearly all the potential drawbacks, including feeling confident about the commission structure.
Okay, so to really hammer home the difference for everyone listening, can we just quickly recap sole mandate versus open mandate, the core distinctions?
Sure. So, sole mandate, one agent, exclusive rights, fixed period, typically leads to more focused marketing, clear agent accountability, and generally better security during viewings.
And the alternative, the open mandate,
That's where you can have multiple agents all marketing the property at the same time.
which might sound like more exposure.
It might seem like it, yes, but often it can mean less personalized marketing from each agent, potentially less investment from any single agent because their chances of getting the commission are lower. You also run a higher risk of dealing with conflicting offers, and it can be harder to manage property access and security.
Okay, so it really sounds like a strategic choice. Are you prioritizing that focused effort, control, and accountability with one agent, or are you aiming for potentially broader but maybe less coordinated reach with several?
That's a good summary of the trade-off, yes.
Now, given how critical choosing that one right agent is for a sole mandate, especially thinking from our perspective here at Jonker Vorster guiding clients. What are the absolute key things a seller should be looking for? What questions should they ask?
Well, from our experience advising clients, the agent's track record and their actual demonstrable experience are paramount. Don't just take their word for it. You want to see proof of their success selling properties like yours in your area, ideally in the current market conditions. Ask for data. Ask for examples of recent sales.
So look for evidence. What else?
Ask to speak with previous clients. References are invaluable. Hearing directly from someone who's been through the process with that agent gives you real insight.
Good idea. Beyond past results, what about their plan for your property?
Their proposed marketing strategy is essential. Don't accept vague promises. Ask them to detail their specific plan. Which websites will they use? What about social media, print advertising, professional photos, virtual tours? What's their network like? How will they actively find buyers? A clear, proactive, well-thought-out strategy shows they're serious and they understand how to market your specific property effectively.
Makes sense. They need a concrete plan, not just good intentions. What about their general standing?
Reputation, definitely. Look into their reputation within the local industry and among past clients. Check online reviews, testimonials. See if they're members of professional bodies beyond just the basic PPRA registration. A reputable agent generally operates with more integrity and professionalism.
And finally, perhaps the most crucial element for a good working relationship.
Absolutely. Communication skills. This is vital. You need an agent who communicates clearly, proactively keeps you in the loop, and is easy to get hold of when you have questions. Selling a house is stressful enough. You need to feel comfortable and confident that your agent is guiding you properly and keeping you informed every step of the way.
Excellent points. Really practical things to look for. Well, we really hope this deep dive into soul mandates has given you some valuable clarity. Here at Jonker Vorster Attorneys, we genuinely believe that informed decisions are the best decisions, especially when it involves something as significant as your property.
Mm-hmm. And understanding the details of agreements like soul mandates, it's just one piece of the puzzle, isn't it? Remember, our team here at Jonker Vorster Attorneys is ready to offer expert legal advice on all sorts of aspects of property transactions right across South Africa.
So if you were thinking about selling, or maybe you just have more questions about mandates, contracts, or any other part of property law, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can find all our contact details and lots more information on our website.
And maybe leave you with this thought. Based on what we've discussed, what specific questions will you now ask a potential estate agent? How will you make sure they're the right fit for a sole mandate on your unique property? Thinking about that will really help you take those next steps with confidence.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the Courtroom Club. We look forward to helping guide you through your future property endeavors.